Well, hello, bold and the beautiful special recap fans. I am doing a special recap of the Bold and the Beautiful for the week of August 1st, 2022, Monday, August 1st, 2022, to Friday, August 5th, 2022. This is the kind of the wrap up, the finalizing of the Steffi seeing Finn, the family reunited, the whole shebang. So let's start with Monday. On Monday, we pick up where Finn has gotten to that little outlook of the city and the woman dressed in the black dress. And he says the name Steffi. And he walks up to her and she turns around. And of course, it's not Steffi. Of course, it wouldn't be Steffi. And then the woman's partner or husband comes up, is ready to kind of deck Finn out because he's like, "What are you doing with my lady?" So Finn apologizes and keeps on going. And he's searching, he's looking everywhere he can for Steffi. We have Taylor and Ridge. They're also looking for Steffi as well. So everybody's looking for Steffi. Taylor and Ridge finally get tired. They go back to the hotel. Okay. Then it kind of cuts to guess who shows up at Deacon's door. I just gave that away. It's Sheila. Of course, she turned up at Deacon's door. And Deacon is like, "Look, you are a wanted person. I am on probation. I cannot be associating with you. No, you're a fugitive, and you're not going to jeopardize my freedom because I could go to jail." And she's like, "I have nowhere else to go." And he's like, "This is all of your doing." And she's like, "I didn't kill anyone." He goes, "But not for the lack of trying." And she goes, "They're reuniting, they're probably already reunited." So I really, in her mind, I really didn't do anything wrong, really. I mean, I was provoked to do what I did. And fortunately, Finn didn't die, because Lee saved him. But, Steffi, everybody was left for dead. Sheila. So all of a sudden, there's a knock on the door. Can you guess who it is? It's Bumbling Baker, okay, with some other police officers. So Bumbling Baker is knocking. Deacon is telling her, she goes, don't turn me in, please, please don't turn me in. And he tells her to get into the back room, right? So he then takes off his shirt. There's a cup of water on the table. He puts it like on his head and lets some sprinkle on him. And he picks up a towel and he opens the door like, "I'm sorry, I just got out the shower. I'm getting ready for work. What's going on?" So Bumbling Baker is just standing outside, acting like he's trying to peek inside. "We're looking for Sheila Carter. Have you seen her?" And Dick is like, "No, I haven't seen her." And he's like, "Well," and he's looking at Deacon drying off. "Well, if you see her, let us know." And I'm thinking, you didn't go inside? You didn't? You didn't go check things out? Hmm. Here's the deal. If Deacon truly did not want to be implicated with Sheila, you know what he would have done? He would have looked at Baker. "She's here. He would have told him. It would have said, "She just showed up at my door. I was fearing for my life. Go get her," right? But no, now he's harboring a fugitive for what he did, even though he told her under no uncertain terms after Baker left, "I'm getting ready to go because I told Baker I was going to work, so I better leave because they're probably watching me to see if I leave. You better be gone when I get back." And Sheila's like, "But they're looking for me. If I leave, I'm going to get caught." He's like, "You know what? That is your problem. Only thing I'm telling you is you're not staying with me, period. So you had better leave." So then let's see. Finn is still looking for Steffi. and he's kind of getting discouraged because he's looked everywhere, and there's just nothing. He can't see her anywhere. He doesn't know what's going on. And finally, he sees her walking out of this church because he saw the church bell ringing, and something in him said, "Go down to the front of the church." And he saw her coming out, and he just said, "Steffi." And she looked over across, and she sees it's Finn, and she takes off running. Now it's funny, they kind of had a close-up of where she was. You couldn't tell if it was a street between him and her or what. And I'm thinking, oh my God, don't get hit by a car trying to run over to him. But when they zoomed out, it was all like cobblestone or some type of brickwork. So it wasn't a through street, thank goodness, because she's running to him, he's running to her. When she gets to him, she's like, how could this be? And she's holding the side, she's like, oh my goodness, touching. I'm like, am I dreaming? Am I really, really going crazy now? What is going on? And so she pulls him close and she hugs him. And it was a great, great emotional reunion. And one of the things that they did was it was true to form. Steffi still had to keep touching him because in her mind it's like, this can't be real. This honestly, oh my goodness, this can't be real. As she's hugging him, she's touching him. And then yes, I had that surprise a scene where Sheila and Deacon were like, well, the cops are here that fast. And oh, they're here. So, but anyway, back to Steffi and Finn. So she's touching him, she's hugging him, she's kissing him. I mean, every chance she get, because this is what she's been dreaming for. He's hugging her, and now we're already into Tuesday easily. We're into Tuesday, and they get back to the apartment or the hotel, and she's still like, I have to make sure you're real, because she has struggled so much with this. And he's like, I'm real, I'm here. And then we get more passionate embraces because she's been actually very lost without him. So I mean, it was just realistic as to the belief, how a person may react if someone you thought were dead. A lot of times in soap, when the person comes back from the dead, you get one scene of, oh my goodness, you're back from the dead. One scene is shock, and then the rest is like they start going back to normal. Well, Steffi was still, no, I have to pinch you like 100 times to make sure you are here, you are real. So then the kids come in, and it's like the happy family. He's holding Hayes, and then you got little Kelly. And look, they had Kelly doing what Steffi was doing. Kelly's like touching him too. She's like, I wanted to make sure you're still here, you're real. So I mean, they were so happy and reunited, and I was actually happy to see that scene too. Just the family is finally back together again, because he's missed some definite months of his son. And babies, they change really fast, when they're in that infant stage. So they're happy. And then you've got Taylor and Ridge. They're so happy looking on, right? Taylor's taking a million pictures. She's sending them to Lee. She's posting some on social media. She's just as happy. But what I want to comment on and talk about is Ridge Forrester. To me, Ridge Forrester is one of the biggest hypocrites on The Bold and the Beautiful. Yes, you're happy to see your daughters happy, but are you that close, standing, hugging, that close, head on my ex-wife's head? I mean, he, by his whole demeanor, gives Taylor just enough to keep her thinking she has a chance. He gives Taylor just enough to always have a fallback girl in Taylor. And what's so interesting to me is Taylor is a psychiatrist or a psychologist, one of the two, okay? She should read and diagnose her own life. Why she allows herself to fall into this every single time. Because every single time Brooke, what's his name? Oh my God, goodness, Forrester. He chooses Brooke. You see, I just said his name a minute ago, and I get so Ridge. I get so upset at Ridge. It just left my head real fast. Ridge chooses Brooke every time, no matter what Taylor has to offer for him. Chose Brooke when Taylor had the two kids, or actually it was three, but I think Phoebe had already, no, maybe Phoebe died after. I really wasn't watching it back when Phoebe, Steffi's twin, was alive. So I don't know when Ridge and Brooke, when he left Taylor and his family for Brooke. Somebody could kind of put that in the comments. But she is just loving being this close to this man on the plane to Monaco. Taylor had a dream and had a dream. And he's like, tell me about this dream. I'm thinking, you're a doggone psychologist. Analyze your own dream. Goodness, lady. You know, are you that needy? Have you noticed? Now, I do like the recast of Taylor. However, she's too young to be Taylor. In my opinion, I want to know somebody else's opinion. That's Steffi's older sister. That's not Steffi's mother or Thomas's mother. Taylor, if I can recall, is actually a little older than Brooke. But now with this recast of Taylor, she's too young. And my goodness, has anybody noticed what she has been wearing? I'm talking cut out, belly showing, almost everything she's wearing. She's got skin, belly show, all like she is Steffi's age. Goodness, you know, and she's so happy. She and Ridge gave the family some time to be alone, and they're in the other room, or they're the other hotel room, wherever they're at. And she's just a jiggling in front of Ridge and belly out showing. And he's like, goodness, what is all this going on here? And she's like, I'm just so happy. Oh, I'm thinking, no, that's not what you're doing, girl. You're trying to lure him in. That's what you're doing. So then we get Taylor, Hope. No, not Hope. Brooke sees the picture that Taylor posts on social media of the family reunited. So Brooke is there with Deacon and Hope, but it was a complete accidental thing that Hope, you know, Deacon and Brooke were in the same place at Forrester. Hope asked Deacon to come over to look at her new line, Hope for the Future. She thought Brooke had left. She didn't know that Brooke was still at the office. Now, the interesting thing to me about Forrester Creations and all other soaps, pretty much, do you notice they all hang out in one office? Now, I understand the cost of building different offices, you know, different sets. Now, here in The Bold and the Beautiful, the office right across the hall, they film in that one too. But everybody hangs out in the CEO's office at Forrester Creations, okay? My whole thing is Brooke was there all day. When Eric was there and they were talking about Finn, Brooke was there. And I'm thinking, did I miss something? Does Brooke work there now? Who goes to their child's workplace and stay all day? Who does that? But anyway, so she didn't know Deacon. She's like, Deacon, what are you doing here? And Hope says, oh, Mom, I invited him over to look at my line. I didn't know you still be here. So she's showing him the line. And then Brooke says, oh, Taylor sends the picture of the family reunited. So come see. So they all, Deacon and Hope, come around to Brooke and they're looking at the picture. All of a sudden, Hope gets this bright idea. You know what? I want to take a picture too. So she takes a picture of Brooke, Deacon, and herself in this selfie. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why did you feel you needed to take a picture with Deacon and Brooke? I mean, seriously, in my mind, I'm thinking they have never been a couple your entire life. Seriously. And Deacon knew exactly what he was doing. He made sure he positioned himself. He's got his arm on the back of the chair Brooke sat. Brooke is just as ditzy as she want to be. Hey, but Brooke's not even thinking, right? Hope takes the selfie and she's texting. And I said, she's about to post that selfie. That's what I was saying in my head. She is going to post the selfie. Now she knows what that would do. So of course she posts the selfie. And Taylor is getting all the comments, from people seeing the selfie, the pictures she's posted, and she sees the picture of Brooke, Deacon, and Hope. And she goes, "Ooh, oh." And Ridge is like, "What do you mean? Ooh, oh, what's going on? Oh, nothing. Ooh." He goes, "Well, you obviously saw something." No. He goes, "You saw something." So she gives the phone and he goes, "I told her to stay away from that guy. And look, I go away out of town, looking for my daughter. And what does she do? She defies me." And in my mind, I'm thinking, are you talking about a child? What are you talking about? She defies you, when you have been inappropriately close to your ex-wife the entire time you've been on this trip, Ridge Forrester. So I thought, okay, here we go. This is going to be a little thorn. So then on the Thursday the 4th, Brooke is talking to Hope, and Brooke says, "Honey, I'm looking on social media, and why would you post that picture?" And she's like, "Well, what are you talking about? Why would you post the picture of us on social media?" "Because I was happy. Steffi and their family was reunited and they were all happy. And I just wanted to post a picture of my family." And in my mind, I said, "Then doggone it, why didn't you go to the cottage and take a picture with Liam, Beth, and the little boy, I forget his name. I forget Thomas's son's name. Maybe it's little Thomas. Why didn't you go and take a picture of your happy family? Brooke and Deacon are not family. I mean, like we're not like hanging out like that, And I said, Hope is not that stupid and she's not that naive whatsoever. Period. Now, yes, she wants her mother to be happy, and she does really want Brooke and Ridge to get back together again, but the storyline needed a catalyst for this right here. The storyline needed a catalyst for Ridge to have an excuse to do this. There you go, Ridge. There you go. You see one picture of Brooke. Now, mind you, she wasn't cheek to Deacon. They weren't like none of that. But because you told Brooke not to do something, you have an excuse to do what you've been playing with the whole trip. Seriously. And you want to know who else is going to get exactly what she deserves? It's Taylor. Taylor has been dying for that, pulling them all in, knowing this man has a history of putting you on a back burner every time, every chance he gets. You just are so happy that he was upset. See, knowing he was upset at what he saw, unjustifiably, with doing these actions. But see, that's Ridge Forrester. So they kiss, and Taylor is just happy. And the next thing we know, everybody is flying back, to LA, and Taylor is just beside herself. She's like a high school teenager after having her first kiss. And Steffi's like, Mom, you are looking kind of extra happy and drink. What is going on? And she's like, oh, nothing. I'm just so happy you're back together again. And oh, this thing. And in her mind, it's, oh, that kiss. She just can't, that kiss. It was so great for her. And she just knows this is a turning point. So she thinks for she and Ridge, when in essence it's not going to be a turning point, whatsoever for her and Ridge. And Steffi and Finn are talking. Before they leave, they're talking, and she's just expressing some of her fears and how happy she is to have him back. But then they finally arrive back home, back into the house. And the house is like it was pretty much when Steffi left it. And goodness, Steffi's been gone for a few months now, right? And I'm like, they didn't have nobody clean that house up because all the kids' toys were just where it was, and they haven't been around. Even the picture Kelly made before they left, all of that was there. And I said, well, I guess not. Ridge and Taylor, I guess though, Taylor is still there. So of course she wasn't gonna clean up because she's so busy being at Forrester, hanging around Ridge, the entire time. But Finn was a little overwhelmed walking back into the house and like, I'm back. I made it back to my family. So that was a cute scene, where they wrapped it up. The family is back together again. They're back in their family home. And now, we could see what kind of healing they can do, because we really don't know what type of long-term damage. For one, the shot, when she shot Sheila, how that's going to affect Finn. And we also don't know, with the treatment that Lee gave him, did it affect any of his cognitive abilities, even though he looks like he's speaking well, but will he have all his medical knowledge? Although the way he was questioning Sheila tell me, what medicines did you use? You said you did this. You kept me alive. What treatment did you give me? And Sheila couldn't say. So he does have a lot of his cognitive abilities. I like that. But the way soaps are, their little happy family is not going to be just that for too long. And then what surprised me, okay, Ridge now goes to Brooks. He's home. And as they walk in my mind, I'm like, why is Taylor with him at Brooks' house? So Taylor's standing right there by Ridge, with her, like, this is kind of like a little suit top and her little suit slacks, or dress slacks. But the jacket is one of those halters that tie up, like I said, showing belly, showing skin. This is a mature doctor. Taylor has never dressed that way in her entire life on The Bold and the Beautiful. But she is now, right? Okay. So they're telling the story, and Brooke is like, oh, I am so happy for you too. Because, Brooke can be that over super sappy, snoozy. You must be so excited, both of you. Oh, and Ridge comes over. He leaves Taylor's side. Oh, really? Leaves Taylor's side, sits down next to Brooke. He kisses her first, and then they sit down. And now Taylor's across the room looking at the two of them sitting really next to each other, like a couple on that couch. And then Brooke is just, I am just so happy for the both of you. And I am so happy to, she's turning to Ridge, to have you back home. And she pulls Ridge in for a kiss, and Ridge kisses her, and then he's hugging Brooke, right? Well, Taylor is looking at him like, oh, no, really, Ridge? You kissing her in front of me, Ridge? You hugging her in front of me, Ridge? Huh? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Why are you even there, Taylor? Ridge does this all the time. All the time. In your face, he's going to do this to you. So here's my bold and the beautiful prediction, because Deacon went on and on and on to Hope about how dare Ridge, dictate anything. Ridge says this, and Brooke jumps. Ridge is the wrong man for Brooke. Ridge this. Deacon has never been the right man for Brooke on any planet. Deacon was married to Brooke's daughter when he slept with Brooke, or when they slept with each other and Hope was conceived. So he still never was the right man for Brooke. Okay. Ridge, I can't necessarily at all say he's right for Brooke, but they've got this epic love story, I guess, right? To where he holds Brooke to this higher standard. Brooke is always disappointing him when he does he in your face says, well, Taylor's the mother of my children, so I'm going to spend as much time with her as I want to spend. Really, he's always said that. And Brooke should out and out just say, well, you know what? Deacon is the father of my child, and I'm going to spend time with him too. Okay? Just like I could trust you with Taylor, who wants you back. See, who truly wants you back. Makes no qualms about it. Okay? I'm going to spend time with Deacon too. Okay, we just go both. It's an equal playing field, Ridge, equal playing field. But what's going to happen, because before they went to Monaco, it showed us Deacon and Taylor's office. They were talking. So I guess they've been putting those two together periodically. How, I don't know, because I don't watch it, that much. But who do you think Taylor is going to confide her heartbreak to? Who do you think it's going to be? It's going to be Deacon. Ridge and I had a connection in Monaco. We kissed tenderly. And we belonged together, and I thought we would be together, but he's clearly back with Brooke, and maybe I just misread the situation. And it's going to be, yeah, you misread it enough so that you're going to tell the one individual that's going to run right to Brooke and tell Brooke that Ridge and Taylor kissed. That's my prediction on how they're going to write that. And what is Brooke going to do? Brooke is going to do something Brooke-ish after hearing that news, and she's going to regret it. Or Brooke needs to confront Ridge with that and say, you saw a picture, just an innocent picture that was posted on social media, while you're out there sucking face with your ex-wife. See, somebody needed to have been able to take that picture and put it on social media. And how would Brooke react? How would Ridge explain that? So anyway, that is my special recap of The Bold and the Beautiful. It has been my pleasure just kind of throwing this into the mix on YouTube, having a little fun. I will peek back in on The Bold and the Beautiful when I feel like there is a storyline that's coming to an end, because I like it when they're ready to bring the storylines to an end, because they tend to speed things up. And that's when I will watch it on The Bold and the Beautiful. But enjoy, please check out this channel, subscribe to the channel. I am a General Hospital fan and a Young and the Restless fan, so my daily recaps are on those two soaps every single day. Please subscribe to this channel and share it out, and I will be back on The Bold and the Beautiful, but I just don't quite know when. So everyone have a phenomenal day.